You know you're living in the wrong era when you get paid like you were in the Stone Age despite leading the modern world in all the right categories. That's how Jamie Moyer survived. No, thrived as a starting pitcher for 25 seasons. And he did it by throwing a pitch that rarely topped 81 miles per hour. We've seen a lot of 100 mph fastballs, but what about a 72 mph floating changeup? This was Jamie's bread and butter, a pitch that baffled hitters expecting fireworks, only to see a slow breaking ball drop into the mitt of the catcher. The big question is this: how did a man with the weakest weapon in baseball become one of the longest lasting? Hitters today are more prepared than ever. They see every pitch on the StatCast tracker and have the advantage of technology that Jamie never had. Jamie's career began in 1986 with the Chicago Cubs. He played 4 seasons for them, and for the Texas Rangers and the St. Louis Cardinals. His ERA was above 4 in each of those seasons. He couldn't beat the competition and he got released. His career seemed doomed until 1993 when he was picked up by the Baltimore Orioles. That year he met pitching coach Dick Bosman, who helped him rediscover his changeup and regain his confidence. For the next 3 years, Jamie posted ERAs under 4, and in 1996 he became a free agent and signed with the Seattle Mariners. With the Mariners, Jamie became the ace of a staff that featured another future Hall of Famer, Randy Johnson. While Randy was a flame-throwing giant who regularly exceeded 100 miles mph, Jamie was a crafty veteran who relied on guile and precision. His fastball rarely reached 90 mph, and when it did, it was usually intentional. The contrast between these two hurlers highlighted the fact that pitching wasn't just about overpowering hitters. It was also about outsmarting them. In Seattle, Jamie flourished. From 1997 to 2003, he won at least 16 games every season. He threw his last no-hitter in 2003. And in 2001, he was an all-star at the age of 40. But it was during the Mariners' historic 116-win season in 2001 that Jamie truly shone. When the team needed a steady hand, he was there. When they needed a calming presence, he delivered. He led the Mariners to 20 wins in the regular season and earned the nickname Big Tuna. But if you ask me, he was more than Big Tuna. He was the anchor of the Mariners' pitching staff, a staff that featured the likes of Randy Johnson, Freddie Garcia, and Aaron Sele, in a lineup that boasted the likes of Alex Rodriguez, Ichiro Suzuki, Brett Boone, and John Olerud. It's easy to overlook the contributions of the pitchers. But the Mariners wouldn't have come close to 116 wins without Moyer's steadiness. After spending 8 seasons in Seattle, Jamie moved on to the Philadelphia Phillies. And what better place for a Pennsylvania native to end his career? When he was traded to the Phillies in 2006, he was reunited with some familiar faces, including Pat Burrell and Mike Lieberthal, who had been his teammates in Seattle. From the moment he stepped onto the field at Citizens Bank Park, it was clear that Jamie was home. The fans cheered him on with a fervor that only Philadelphians can muster. And Jamie responded by pitching with a passion that belied his age. In 2008, at the age of 45, he was part of a Phillies team that won the World Series. During the series against the Tampa Bay Rays, Jamie battled a stomach virus that forced him to miss a start, but he didn't complain. He didn't make excuses. He just gutted it out. When he took the mound, the pain was evident on his face, but he persevered, and when the Phillies clinched the championship, he was right there in the middle of it all. It was a fitting end to an extraordinary career. For Jamie, it was the culmination of a dream that had begun when he was a boy skipping school to watch the Phillies' 1980 parade. To think that he would one day be a part of that parade himself was beyond his wildest dreams. Yet here he was, hoisting the World Series trophy alongside the likes of Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, and Ryan Howard. In the years since his retirement, Jamie has stayed connected to the game he loves. He's worked as a special assistant to the Phillies' president of baseball operations and has served as a guest instructor at the team's spring training. But it's not just his love for baseball that keeps him in the game. It's also his desire to mentor young players, to pass on the knowledge and experience he's accumulated over a 25-year career. He knows that the game has changed, that the young players today have it much easier than he did, They have access to technology and training methods that were never available to him. But he also knows that the game hasn't changed that much. Hitters are still looking for the same things, a pitch they can drive, and a mistake they can capitalize on. And that's where Jamie comes in. He teaches the young players that it's not just about throwing hard, it's about throwing smart. It's about understanding the hitter's mindset and exploiting their weaknesses. He tells them that it's not just about the stuff, it's about the heart, the determination to succeed no matter the odds. Jamie Moyer was the oldest player in baseball, but he didn't let that stop him from achieving his goals. After spending the 2009 season as a special assistant to the general manager of the Phillies, Moyer returned to the team as a guest instructor for spring training in 2010, but his playing days weren't over yet. In 2010, he signed a minor league contract with the Colorado Rockies and made his first opening day roster since 2009. At the age of 47, he became the oldest player in baseball history to throw a shutout, having done so on April 22, 2010. On September 2011, he won his 250th game, becoming the oldest player to do so. On June 25, 2012, he won his 269th game, surpassing Early Win for 36th place on the all-time wins list. On August 2012, he became the oldest player in MLB history to win a game at the age of 49 years and 10 months. On June 26, 2012, Moyer started against the Arizona Diamondbacks and gave up 5 runs in 6 innings, earning the loss. 2 days later, he was placed on waivers and eventually released by the Rockies on July 2012. After his release, Moyer told the media that he wanted to continue pitching, saying that he felt he still had something to offer. In 2013, at the age of 50, Moyer underwent Tommy John surgery. Despite the surgery, Moyer remained optimistic, telling reporters that he expected to return to the majors in 2014. However, Moyer's comeback attempt fell short when he developed an injury to his other elbow, which could jeopardize his ability to pitch again. On February 19, 2014, after experiencing discomfort in his throwing elbow during a bullpen session, Moyer announced his retirement from professional baseball after 25 seasons. Jamie's career is a testament to the fact that it's not the size of the dog in the fight that matters, but the size of the fight in the dog. He was undersized, underestimated, and overlooked, but he never gave up. He was the ultimate competitor, the epitome of hustle and heart. And he proved that it doesn't take 100 mph fastball to succeed in the major leagues. In fact, he showed that a little smarts and a lot of heart can go a long way. Jamie Moyer was more than just a baseball player. He was a role model, a mentor, and an inspiration. He taught us that it's not where you start that matters, but how you finish. And he finished his career as one of the greatest stories in baseball history. He left the game with his head held high, knowing that he had given it everything he had. And in the process, he had won the respect of his peers, his fans, and his opponents. Today, he lives in the hearts and minds of baseball fans everywhere, not just for his incredible career, but for the values he embodied. He was a true champion on and off the field, and we are all better for having known him. So thank you, Jamie Moyer, for teaching us that it's not the size of the dog in the fight that matters, but the size of the fight in the dog. You were a giant in every sense of the word, and we will never forget you.